When I first agreed to speak on this occasion, my emotions ran from proud to reluctant to nervous to terrified. But the more I thought about it, the more I just simply became humbled. I've been a medic since I was 19 in the Navy. I've spent my career surrounded by public safety, cops and firefighters, whom I deeply respect and admire. These are my heroes. And now they're asking me to give voice to their feelings about this day. I'm truly honored. But after all that's been said and written about 9/11, what can I contribute? What is this thing called heroism anyway? If I went out to a mall right now and started asking people at random, describe a hero to me, there's a good chance that many people would describe a comic book superhero with a flowing cape and red boots and a big yellow emblem on their chest. And their hero would be engaged in some epic battle with a villain out to destroy the world. That's a picture of a hero. It's unlikely that many of them would picture someone kneeling at the side of an old woman, holding her hand and speaking softly. That doesn't compare very favorably with the Caped Crusader, does it? However, if you were that old woman and you had called 911 in the middle of the night because you smelled smoke in your house, or because you saw someone lurking outside your window, or because you were having chest pain and trouble breathing and you were alone and afraid, well then that person holding your hand might as well have on a cape and red boots, because I'm pretty sure they would look exactly like a hero to you. Everyday heroism of that kind is not often engaged in an epic battle for the world. Sometimes it comes disguised in the form of a gentle touch, a sympathetic word, a comforting ear. Not as dramatic as a battle for the earth, so it often goes unnoticed. And then again, the events of some days change our lives forever, because the stakes are that high and the drama is that real. Even on an ordinary day, the phones in our 911 communication centers never stop ringing. They ring because someone on the other end of the line is calling for help and hoping that a hero will show up. And it doesn't matter if it's Christmas Eve and those heroes would rather be home with their families. If the phone rings because someone's home is on fire, they will go. It doesn't matter if it's 30 below outside and the wind is howling and the snow is blowing and the roads are treacherous and everybody else has been warned to stay home. If the phone rings because someone is sick or injured, they will go. It doesn't matter if it's raining cats and dogs in a dark and dangerous neighborhood. If a crime is being committed and innocent people are threatened, if the phone rings, they will go. They'll go because someone is calling for help. They'll go because sometimes lives hang in the balance. They'll go because heroes always go. That's what makes them heroes. I'm reminded of a line from a favorite movie of mine, A Few Good Men, with Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson. My favorite line from that movie is not, "You can't handle the truth." My favorite line comes when two of the attorneys are talking about the Marines that they're defending. And one of the attorneys asks the other one, "Why do you love these soldiers so much?" And the other attorney replies, "Because they stand on a wall and they say, 'Sleep well. Nothing's going to harm you tonight. Not on my watch.'" And I believe that line captures perfectly the spirit of what brings us together today. Because there really is a wall There's a wall of public safety that surrounds you and your family. It stands between you and the jungle on the other side. A jungle of crime, violence, fire, natural disasters, illness, all those bad things that go bump in the night. Imagine that wall. And then look up to the top, and you can see a row of dim figures standing guard on the ramparts. You can't see their faces, but if you look closely, you can see that some of them are carrying badges and guns. Some of them are carrying fire hoses and axes. Some of them are carrying stethoscopes and defibrillators. Different tools, different skills, different jobs. But they're all there for the same reason. That's where the heroes stand their watches, pacing back and forth, waiting for the phone to ring. Now, if you don't think those really are heroes up there, if you don't think what they do is important, then picture this. Picture your community without that wall. No police, no fire department, no EMS, nothing standing between you and the jungle. Nobody to pick up the phone when you call in the middle of the night when you're alone and afraid. How well do you think you would sleep then, if you could sleep? The men and women who climb the stairs and take up a post on that wall are not comic book heroes. They don't have superpowers and magic armor. They're real live flesh and blood people. And they're willing to put themselves into harm's way because they believe in something. They believe in those values that define us as a people. Justice, liberty, law and order, the freedom to pursue our own interests, to express our own beliefs as we see fit, without fear of intimidation or reprisal, whether in a church or alone in a forest. Wherever we find our God and whatever the source of our personal spirituality, that freedom and those values are the heart and soul of this great nation. And that's what came under attack 10 years ago today. It's our values that we have to treasure and protect, not our buildings. We can replace buildings. But if we ever lose hold of the values that bind us together, then we are truly lost. And that makes those values worth defending. It makes them worth fighting for. And yes, it makes them worth dying for. If history teaches us anything, it teaches us that freedom never has been and never will be free of charge. It has a price tag. And if nothing else, today should serve as a grim reminder of how high that price can be. All across America today, people are gathering, just like here. They're coming together to remember, to reflect, and to honor those 3,000 innocent people of some 70 different nationalities who died together on that terrible, terrible day. For those of us in public safety, today has special significance. On that morning, 411 members of our family climbed those stairs that we know so well, took up a post on that wall, and never came home. We can light a candle for them, sure, but that's not enough. Their sacrifice demands more than that. It demands action. It demands that we prepare, that we study, we learn, we drill, we practice, we exercise We plan so that when those values come under attack again in the future, as they surely will, we will be ready to defend them. It demands that we devote the money and the resources necessary to give our defenders, both military and civilian, the tools and equipment and time that they need so that they will be able to defend them. And most important, their sacrifice demands that we understand what's at stake and that we teach our children the meaning and the importance of those values so that when the time comes, we and they will be willing to defend them. If you serve in public safety, then you know that the heroes of 9/11 have forever raised the bar for us. The public has high expectations of us. And foremost among them is the expectation that when crunch time comes and we are standing face to face with our own fear and our own mortality, that we will not back away. We will stand our ground and do our job. They're placing their trust and their lives in our hands, and they deserve the best that we can give them. You say you want to honor the memory of those who died that day? Then do this. Next time you put on whatever uniform you happen to wear, before you walk out the door to take up your post on the wall, stop and look in a mirror. And then stand up straight. Hold your head up high. Be proud of what you do and remember them. And tell yourself, I can't guard this whole wall by myself. It's too big, it's too complex. But I can sure take a piece of it. And if today is the day that the bill comes due on my watch, I may fall. But that wall will hold. Draw courage from their example, because courage is not the absence of fear. Only fools and liars are fearless. Courage is doing the right thing in spite of your fear. And to all Americans, I ask this. When your defenders come down from that wall at the end of their shift or the end of their tour of duty, if they have served honorably, embrace them and welcome them home. You must never turn your back on them, because they have paid the price for your peaceful slumber. They paid for it with a piece of their lives that they can never have back. They have earned your respect. And the ability of any nation to recruit future defenders will largely be a reflection of how well she has treated those defenders in the past. So when you go to bed tonight, after you turn out the lights, snuggle under your covers, pause for a moment and listen. Listen to the voices calling to you from the top of that wall. Sleep well. Nothing's going to harm you tonight, not on my watch. And then remember to offer them a quiet thank you, because the heroes will be listening too. And those that are there will be strengthened. And those who have gone to their rest will sleep easier if they know that they haven't been forgotten. Thank you. I'll see you on the wall.